Hi, Syria. Hi, Mario. How are you, guys?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Wonderful, wonderful. So, what do we have today?
Absolutely. So, our first featured question is how can an individual's role in collaborative research, co authored publications, or jointly held patents be distinguished and recognized as meeting the EB1A criteria for original contributions of major significance or authorship of scholarly articles, even when the work is conducted within a team or shared context?
Well, so basically, the whole question is about original contribution and how it can be used if there has been more or one or two people or three people collaborated together to did some work, and it could be in form of a teamwork collaborated during a company or a patent jointly that could have been taken, or possibly a scholarly article that is being published. So there are two or three people. So it's very interesting, Mario and Syria. In this kind of questions, what happen in this kind of situations, what happens is that there are multidisciplinary fields that are happening. Okay, and there are a lot of work in today's world. There are multidisciplines that are people are coming together and collaborating and doing some new things which is there. The entire criteria for original contribution implies that you have done something significant that takes the field forward itself, actually. And that's the whole underlying theme for the entire kind of process that we have. And that's the whole idea behind something original being called as an original contribution. Okay, now let us say, for example, two people are coming together, somebody who is an AI expert and somebody who is a finance expert, and they have created, or they could have created an app or written some paper on how a financial planning could potentially be used using AI. There is a research paper on that. Now, two people have brought in their individual competencies and expertise to draft something. Now, and if there is a, it's not about two people just coming together, it could be five also. Maybe somebody is a cognitive design expert. Maybe a third person is also there. Maybe a fourth person, a machine learning expert, how data is captured is also there and how data is used. So we have four people. So there could be multiple people for the same development of something as an original contribution, which could be scientific, scholarly, or a business related. Now, people coming together, in fact, it is, I take it in a very constructive way that it shows that there is a, in fact, the intensity or the contribution to the field could be much more intense. And each one of us bring in multiple contribution. It's like having a business also. You are good in identifying the right talent for EB1A. My job is to coach people for EB1A. Together we come, and that's an original contribution. We can write, you know, you have a deep understanding of how to identify best people for EB1A. I have how to coach people. So if we write a paper on how to identify and coach people for their EB1A, two people are coming together, multiple people are coming together and bringing in their own expertise. And so that's the way. But in this particular case, the evidence is very clear. The evidence, you need to get exactly, be very specific in what contribution you have done in this particular case. Okay, that's very important actually. Okay, that the if you cannot do this, then it will not work actually. Okay, so if you are able to do that, if you have to get letter from your collaborators, get letter from the people who have done the impact. Now it all depends on what kind of work that we are talking about. If the work is in a company, then what has been the significant impact in terms of dollar values. It could be in terms of resources saved. If it is a scholarly article, what was the impact factor of the publication? What was the application done based on the research that we are talking about? If you are able to do this, then I think it will be wonderful. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so that's how the entire original contribution can be utilized, even in a situation where there are multiple stakeholders or multiple owners involved into it. Mario.
Absolutely. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay, yeah. What's the next question?
So our next question is from anonymous participant. He said, "How do you install a long-term mindset in clients so they view EB1A as a milestone in an ongoing journey, not just a transactional outcome?"
Okay, now it's a very beautiful question. I would say that, you see, we first always tell people that it is not about you trying to fit into the criteria, but the criteria is being fit into you actually. So you have to become that person of excellence before even you can talk about EB1A. We have seen people who are getting 8 criteria getting approved and still getting rejected. We have seen that happening. So one of the most interesting aspect is you need to become that person. So I always tell people that Mario, like when you're applying for EB1A, it's not like, oh, you're telling USCIS that okay, fine, okay, I have done this criteria, I fulfill this scholarly article, I have this much salary, so give me a green card. It's like talking to President Trump and saying that, look, I'm Syria, I'm Mario, this is my expertise, this is what I will do for the USA, and this is how US will benefit, and I will continue in my field of expertise. When you reach this level of excellence, okay, then you become that person actually. Okay, now long-term mindset in the sense that you have to commit yourself to a long-term purpose for in that field of expertise and the beneficial beyond yourself. Because this is EB1A, you may take for yourself or because it helps you, but your larger goal is to grow in a professional ladder as maturity would take you along the way. That is the key part of the whole thing. You are not doing EB1A only for yourself. You are doing EB1A for the larger good. So if you have this mindset that you are not doing it solely for yourself for a visa or solely for a short-term goal, or maybe that promotion, your visit to India, or you lost that particular job, or because of your income, because you want to start a business, unless and until your purpose is bigger than yourself, I don't think you can get, or even if you get EB1A, you won't be able to hold it for too long. In a sense that it will become just like another green card for you. So I think time is going to prove over the years, I think, Mario and Syria, that the next league achievers will actually showcase the best EB1A achievers, even from who are not next league EB1A achievers. And that is going to be a true testimony of the next league program, the thing that what we trying to instill in them actually. I hope that makes sense.
Absolutely. I definitely appreciate that. So our next question is, what are the most common pitfalls you see in EB1A applications, and how does the Next League program help candidates avoid or overcome these challenges?
I mean, there are at 3 levels. One is at a profile building stage, second is at the evidence building stage, and third is even when you are filing your petition. Okay, I will break it down at 3 stages actually, common pitfalls across these 3 stages. The first, at a profile building stage, people, when they come to us, they feel that, oh, do you think I can get EB1A? Do you think I'm ready for it? Do you think I can apply? You see, let's be clear about it. Anybody can achieve that. Actually, this is not just some principle of manifestation that I'm talking about. It's about if you want to achieve something, then obviously if you follow a process, there are 2 million people waiting for the green cards right now. Can everybody get it? Answer to that is yes and no. Yes, if they follow the process. No, if they break the process, if they are not committed. Simple. So at this, trying to fit into criteria is one of the biggest kind of bottlenecks. They just think that, okay, they think that they know. But many people who come to us, there we tell people to unlearn a lot of things actually. So that is the first thing at a profile building stage. Second is at an evidence building stage, is not just about, at every stage, trying to identify yourself with your qualifications, your degrees, or your income that you are drawing. Second is about trying to fit into some criteria. Oh, I need to do citations, I need to do hackathons, I need to do certain awards, just like that, and trying to fit. What is a coherent without a coherent story? The third thing that happens, a mistake at the evidence building stage, is that, oh, fine, they randomly go for things which at the first place we feel people need not be doing. I mean, just hypothetically, just a hypothetical situation. If Steve Jobs, Ratan Tata, if they were to apply for EB1A, they may not necessarily have citations. Then trying to, then people take a wrong path of, doing some manufactured achievements. That's the third thing that happens, a mistake. And fourth is, you don't, how to draft letters, how to draft expert opinions, how to choose the best lawyer, attorney who can be your advocate. You have to realize that you are not looking for the smartest attorney or the most intelligent attorney. So these are the fundamentally 4 mistakes that people do across at a evidence building stage. The last stage, so the first I told you about profile building stage, secondly I told you about the profile building evidence gathering stage, and the last is about the filing the petition. People feel that, oh, putting the best petition is one of the best things that they are doing. Oh, I just need to, I'm very good, I'm drawing $1 million salary, I'm a CTO, I'm doing this. There are cases we have seen that people drawing $2 million, $3 million salaries, cases have been rejected. Not only that, cases rejected, even their salary criteria has been rejected because they are not tying down their evidences to the criteria, to their purpose. So when we are helping people to prepare a petition, we always try to see, okay, what are the reasons why your petition may be rejected, and try to counter that. It could be a virtue of gathering right evidences, putting a right narrative story, or putting a right case laws or precedents. So, sometimes people, USCIS may like to say, and people believe that, oh, I got something in the 6 months. So do you think that I can kind of, USCIS will object to that? And they just leave that question, hoping, having a wishful thinking that they should not, but preempt that question. If you were to get a Nobel Prize today and apply for EB1A tomorrow, do you think USCIS will object to that? Absolutely not. So there are tools, methods you have to counteract. So not only make your persuasive story that USCIS will give you EB1A green card, but also make it a persuasive, a strong case that USCIS cannot reject your application also. So it has to be counter, your petition has to be a double-edged sword. So doing these three things across, these are the common pitfalls, and covering them at each stage is most important actually. I hope this makes sense.
Definitely, yeah, that helps a lot.
Absolutely.
So our next question is, how do you guys here at the Next League program help your students who are unsure about their qualifications build the confidence needed for a successful petition?
Wonderful. This question is also very good I think this derives from the previous question actually. Remember, for anybody to get EB1A, there are three dimensions of success, we call it. The first is your degree of expertise. Okay. I think this question comes from a premises that you are unsure because you don't know what you don't know. Actually, that's the whole problem here actually, because even when I was applying for EB1A green card, I thought, it's for only, I need to be a Nobel laureate, I need to be a, Oscar awardee, Olympian. No, you don't have to be necessarily, you have to be in the best of the field, and you should have a focus is on impact. The question is, there are three dimensions of success. One is degree of your expertise. How much expert are you? Second is understanding EB1A. So more you understand about EB1A, your confidence level goes up. You need to be sure your confidence is, we have a mindset coaching also. We try to do that, but that's one part. But what we have seen is that as education makes you more kind of confident, similarly, knowing about EB1A, what exactly is EB1A wanting, what are the criteria, from where those criteria come in, what is the relevance of those criteria, we tell you more and more about that will make sense. And the last is how to present yourself. So you understand the dynamics and interplay of how to draft a good petition, how to draft expert opinion letters. So more and more you do that will help you closer for that actually. Okay. So these are the three dimensions as an XYZ axis, we call it. The first is degree of your expertise. Second is understanding EB1A more and more. And third is learning how to present yourself. When you get this confidence, I think it's a whole theme about the Next League program is not just helping you become EB1A ready or trying to become the best version of yourself. The whole theme is empowerment actually here. We try to empower you to an extent that, okay, fine, you are fully prepared to take your full decisions, and you take very informed decisions and very kind of incisive actions also accordingly. Informed decisions and incisive actions. So the whole theme is about empowerment for you at this particular point. So once we are able to empower you, I think it will make sense for you. I hope this makes sense.
Absolutely. So our next question, I think, could kind of piggyback into what you just kind of spoken about, but it says, what strategies do you employ to address and mitigate any perceived gaps in a client's profile?
Okay, I think this whole concept of gaps, everything is, maybe you're not answering to when you're applying for a kind of a USCIS for EB1A, you are not really addressing something for a job actually, that somebody is asking you what you did. Even there also there is not a problem, you can take a sabbatical. That's besides the point actually. But you are not applying, you are an expert. You are growing your expertise. You are doing, I mean, you multiple people can do that. There is no gap here. Gap in what? Expertise. Did your expertise disappear during that time? Absolutely not. You see, it's a mindset that is happening here. That okay, fine, can I apply? Yes, do people to come? If I don't have a job, we have seen people who don't have a job and they apply for EB1A and get their EB1A actually. It has been pretty successful story for them. It's a EB1A green card. I mean, you have to be talented. You could be a consultant. So you have to look beyond your job, beyond your company, beyond your qualifications. The EB1A is not being given to you for gaps you had or you did not have actually. The EB1A is given to you because you have created an impact in the world and leaving a legacy behind you. And that's what we try to kind of, instill in you actually. I hope that makes sense.
Definitely, yes.
Okay, so
Thank
let's take
you.
the last question now.
Absolutely. So, our next question is, how do you uncover hidden strengths in a candidate's background that might not be obvious at first glance?
Well, I think all these questions today are coming essentially from the mindset perspective. Actually, that's wonderful. No, we have certain exercises, Mario in Syria. I think we are aware of it actually. So basically, we'll let, as I said, it's about empowerment. I mentioned to you. The whole idea is to kind of invoke your own mojo. Let's we call that actually. The idea is that what we have seen in the program, we have to see that, I think you're aware of it. We have seen 28-year-old person getting EB1A, 30-year-old getting EB1A, 50-year-old getting EB1A actually. So once you have this in order, I think that's the best that you can kind of become the best version of yourself in all possible way actually. Okay, the idea is that okay, how do you cover? It's not a one day process. It's not that I tell you and you suddenly uncover the hidden strength on one fine day. It's a continuous process. It's a continuous process. You have to understand. I think it all starts from first education, and I will come back to those three dimensions what I spoke to you. That first is you more and more you learn, and very focused learning we are talking about. Okay, I mean, let's look at it a person. If you are uneducated about certain things, you are completely unaware of what are the different realm of possibilities that you can do or what you cannot do. But more and more that you get educated, you learn to use that knowledge at a higher level. Let me give you an illustration of this. There is something called as learning continuum actually. So anything that you see around your world is data. So you have a lot of data consumed. Your mind consumes through your five senses. You consume a lot of data here. Now, when you assimilate them in a particular way, that becomes an information. Now, when if there is an information theory about it and how to kind of assimilate the information, data into information, then that information, when you kind of start utilizing it for a particular purpose, using that information becomes a skill. How to use that information becomes a skill. The what is data, okay? You assemble it, it becomes information. What to do that information becomes a skill. That's very important. Okay, why that particular skill is being used is called knowledge. Knowledge is something which we try to kind of we can take you person up to a level of knowledge. So you have a data around you. We try to kind of ask you that, okay, how that information is to be gathered, assembled, how to use that information is skill. People have a lot of information when they come to us, but we teach them skills how to utilize that information. If required, we give them more information and how to use that, why that particular information has to be used. That, like, let us say in EB1A context, it could be how to draft recommendation letters, how to do this. That's kind of, how to draw expert opinion letters is something that is knowledge. About EB1A, I'm giving you an example. It could be in your own field of expertise. Like being an electrician is like a skill, but being an electrical engineer is like a knowledge. And the last comes beyond knowledge is wisdom, which is very important, that nobody can teach you. Only time can kind of give you. Based on that is about when do we use that knowledge. That's the most important aspect. And after that, obviously, there is something much, much, much beyond. It's enlightenment actually. So once you have that enlightenment with you, I think that's something is very, very kind of critical for you. No one can teach you, obviously, wisdom and enlightenment. So we can only handhold you from data, information, skill, and knowledge. And when you are applying for EB1A, especially in a you need to be at a knowledge spectrum. That's what I would like to say that. So friends, I think this was a very intriguing discussion today. I like the discussion because it was focused only from the mindset perspective. I'm extremely happy kind of to take these questions. So friends, if you have some more questions, please write to us. If you want to think about joining the program, please reach out to Syria and Mario. They both are here and we'll be happy to help you. And that's all I have to say. Keep writing, keep letting us know the questions, and wish you all the best. Thank you. Thank you for joining us today. If you have any further questions or need personalized guidance, please reach out to us. We are here to help you every step of the way in your journey towards achieving your American dream. Let's connect and make it happen together.